Welcome to the Travel Agency Near podcast. I'm your host, Rachel K., travel advisor, helping travel advisors become the CEO and have that CEO mindset so you can actually grow a sustainable business for your lifestyle. My intros are kind of consistent. It's fine. Today is day 55, and it's a continuation on yesterday's episode, which is keeping your sanity by staying healthy. So, we're going to talk about ideas for you to stay healthy physically and mentally while you are doing this travel agency career, because being self employed in general is incredibly stressful. Okay. It's a lot more. If it were easy, everyone would be self employed. It is not the easiest path. So let's talk about some things you can do that integrate with travel and also just like make it easier so you don't have excuses to not take care of yourself, because your health as a travel advisor and business owner is your number one priority. Number one on my list is if go join the experts, and you're like, what does this have to do with anything? Um Lori with Mexperts, I believe, still does walk and talks where you can just schedule time to go on a walk with her, even though you're not in the same destination, and just talk about things travel related. Talk about that kind of stuff. I think that's a genius idea. I totally wish I could do it, but I don't want to steal her thunder. Um, be like, walk with me instead. So walk and talk gives you the opportunity to get your steps in, get outside, get some fresh air if the weather's fine, and talk shop with the founder of Mexperts, Lori Gold. If it's bad weather out and you are like stuck with finances, like you can't afford a gym membership or a personal trainer at this time, you're like, I'm trying to build this up and putting all my effort in, and it's bad weather too. So there's two reasons why. YouTube has a lot of free, no equipment, at home, 20 to 45-minute workouts. Yeah, if it's free, you're going to deal with the dang ads, but that's just time for you to get some water. Don't worry about that. But that is a free resource for you to get access to all kinds of different training programs. If you're just like, I really need to do something to move my body, I'm not even sure what I like to do. That's a good option to just test out. There's like, I like to do their walk at home workouts when it's like icy and snowy out and I can't get outside safely. Or if I'm just like stuck on time and I'm like, well, this day is gone and it's night and I'm not walking at night. I just pull up 2-3 mile walk at home or 5K walk at home. And I just look like a weirdo marching around my living room, but that's fine. It's good for your heart. It's good for your brain. It's good for your body. Diet is important. I'm not going to get into diet because there's so much nuance with regards to nutrition and individual nutritional needs. So I'm not going to be like carnivore or keto or I don't know any other diet trends right now. Mediterranean. Like, I would say aim the easiest thing. If you're like, I don't even know what kind of diet, 50% of your plate, vegetables when you're making whatever plate. Not potatoes, not corn. Those are considered starches. 1/4 of your plate starch, so potatoes, corn, pasta, or bread. 1/4 of your plate protein of whatever. Spices? Question mark. And eat it all. Like that's like the safest thing I can think of. But be mindful of your diet. Check the ingredients. Don't stress yourself out about it too much. You're allowed to eat whatever you want. Just be mindful that you're like actually feeding your body and not just feeding your emotions or your stress. Speaking of, stress is stress is stress. This is going to be a little bit of a tangent. When you compound a lack of movement, poor diet, busy schedule, prioritizing work and social engagements over your own rest, if you use alcohol or drugs to like relieve yourself of your stress, nope, you're still stressing your body out. If you deal with bad traffic, if you have poor sleep, all of these things, if you have someone like tap your bumper and it startles you, your limbic system, AKA the lizard brain, is like, oh my gosh, we're dying. Like all of these things over time says to your deep, deep, deep lizard brain, like the smallest pea-sized part of your brain, um, that you are not safe. And it doesn't care what the situation is. If it's anything that is any kind of stress, your body's going to start compounding all of that. Okay. And I'm not saying, well, we're all screwed because we all have a lot of stress in our lives. And that's like, even if you aren't self employed and you aren't a travel advisor and you happen to find this episode, like stress will compound and it will start to affect the hormones produced, which then affect how your body processes everything that you're taking in, not just food and water or whatever in your diet, but everything in your environment. And it can start manifesting health issues down the road. So it will, like I said, it can switch around your hormones because it's like, oh, we're in stress mode. Let's elevate that cortisol. And if you're a woman, cortisol affects like estrogen, progesterone receptors. So then you start getting like maybe some perimenopausal symptoms. And you're like, oh gosh, why am I going through perimenopause so early? It may not be perimenopause. It may be such badly compounded stress that your estrogen and progesterone levels are fine, but they aren't attaching to the receptors in your body to do its job. So your body thinks that it's going through perimenopause. Okay. Excessive stress can also activate or exacerbate any possible mood disorders. So you may not be born with extreme anxiety, but a lot of stress will activate a high anxiety response. Okay. I'm not a doctor, by the way, but I study this crap all the time. And I'm like, it's important. Ah. But then when you go to the doctor and you're like, I'm nervous all the time, or my mood is just off all the time, instead of addressing the root cause, you're often given medications where certain medications, if you're on them for a certain amount of time, like 3 to 6 months, it permanently alters your brain. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just saying, like, it could just be stress. Um, it can lead to severe health issues down the road, like heart disease, heart attack, stroke, cancers manifesting in your body. So please be aware how impactful stress can be. And there are many different ways that you can relieve stress. And that is setting boundaries, having good boundaries and be like, no, I'm not doing that. Getting proper sleep, getting rid of distractions, um, focusing on your purpose and drowning out all the excess noise, taking care of your body physically with movement helps like relieve elevated stress hormones. So if you have elevated cortisol from someone in the grocery store was just hogging the aisle and you're like, get out of my way, that's a stress response. That could be a stress response. I'm going to be late for this client call because you won't move, lady. I just need this can of whatever. You're in my way. And then the line's long at the store and like it can compound like that. If you're already kind of feeling stressed, like any little thing like that's going to make it worse and that's going to cause your cortisol to go up. And I forgot where I was going with that. Sorry. Oh, you've got to have ways to mitigate that stress because then you carry it with your client call and you're just like, okay, are we ready to get started, everybody? And it's just little tiny things like that can really cause unknown stress. If you have physical movement involved and you can shake it off, that is what most animals do when they have a stressful experience. They crouch down and they just kind of shake it off. We aren't taught to do that. We don't do that naturally. So, physical exercise, going for a walk, going for a run, jumping, pretending to jump rope, dancing, that mitigates that energy and says, okay, I've burned off the energy. I've escaped the danger by moving. Let's calm back down now because exercise is also a stressor. But if you use it to mitigate stress and you don't overwhelm yourself with the exercise, you do something that's like enjoyable for you, you're less likely to have another cortisol elevation and adrenaline rush from exercise itself. I hope that makes sense. You're like, no, it doesn't. Okay, then. Well, then go to elevatewithrachelk.com, sign up for the Success Circle for 35 bucks a month or any of our courses over $100 and come to our live Q&As. And then they're like, Rachel, what are you talking about with this stupid exercise and stress? It's a thing. I'm telling you. It's a thing. To help alleviate stress, you can also take time for breaks throughout your day and or week. You cannot go full steam ahead 24/7. You've got to slow down. We are not robots. And I'm going to bring these points up several different times over the next 365 episodes because I feel like it's an important thing you need to understand. Sorry. And a friendly reminder here before we wrap up this episode. You should prioritize your exercise and your health like it is your top client. Because if you are out of commission, so is your business, and so is possibly everyone that's working with you as a client. Okay. I hope this episode didn't scare you too much. I feel like, shoot, I'm in horrible health. Yeah. So if you like this episode, please subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Otherwise, if you didn't like it, I'll just hear from you tomorrow. Have a good day.